Okay, so we are doing more work on my global challenge team. I'm gonna make this a somewhat short video. You know, I don't want to spend too much more time playing video games late at night. I need to get sleep. I need to go out and watch Sonic 3 tomorrow. It's gonna be great. I'm certain of that much. If for some reason you're feeling extra nasty and you think, let's spoil the movie in the comments, don't. But do leave a comment. Actually, do spoil the movie in the comments. That's good engagement, right? Anyway, let's start running through this. It's this. I'm not sure how good it's going to look in the final version, but it's the same Miraidon mostly from the previous variation of the team. The noteworthy difference is that it's just 1 point higher on special attack. I could afford that 1 point, so I took it and put it into attack. That tiny bit of offense might make a difference. I'm hoping it does. That's about it for there. Next, we're going to our Trick Room core of Photograph and Iron Hands. We're running slightly more offensive Photograph here. I am noticing as I play games that I'm not getting enough value out of the third spray, so I might change the item eventually. Though it could just be that I need to recalibrate how I think about using Photograph to make the team flow slightly better. It's E.I.D.I.L to live one Helping Hand Glacial Lance from Calyrex. It also can live 1+1. You can live 1+1 Glacial Lance as a single target, I'm pretty sure. I'd have to double check that. And then it's just given as much special attack as possible to make it as much benefit out of that thirst spray. If you play it right, in theory, Calyrex can rip through teams. But you do have to know the moment, and I've not yet developed that skill. So hopefully by playing this team over and over again, I'll figure out how to make it feel right. Now we've got Iron Hands. It's very similar to the one on Luca Tribelli's team, though I've made some core differences. I've focused mostly on getting good damage. One close combat will knock out Stellar Terrapagos in one hit, if I remember that correctly. And of course, as long as Terra Shell's broken, it will absolutely shatter Ogerpon Terrastal, which is really nice. Terra Bug pretty much rips straight from the World's team. It's just really good defensively. All rounder, it beats Urshifu decently, it beats Groudon decently, it does everything pretty decently. There's probably a more niche type that I can use to improve one specific matchup to make it super winnable, but I haven't found that yet, and I don't know if I'm even going to keep looking. So, yeah. Urshifu Rapid Strike, it's specifically running Life Orb instead of Focus Sash. This thing is just EV to do... it's going to wreak havoc when it starts doing damage. It's worth noting that a Helping Hand Surging Strikes against a Terra Fire... Helping Hand is not necessary, but popping Surging Strikes into a Terra Calyrex will just obliterate it. It's also worth noting that Helping Hand Stellar Close Combat can pick up a one-hit knockout on all Calyrex. Well, not all Calyrex, but all standard Calyrex. Yeah. Aqua Jet, really great priority move, good cleanup. Noteworthy, it really doesn't like to hit into rocky helmets. I mean, Urshifu never liked it before, but when it's taking Life Orb Chip, it certainly doesn't like that. It certainly likes it less. Whimsicott, I haven't really talked about Terras a ton. Actually, no, I've talked about Terras the perfect amount, never mind. Terra Water, Whimsicott, pretty standard in my opinion. I'm running just as much all-rounder bulk as possible. I'm probably going to shift to a set that runs a little bit less physical bulk, so I can have more special bulk. Oh, actually, no, wait, no, it is EV for one thing. In theory, a neutral Glacial Lance will be survived under 70%. With Terra Water, it's not going to be neutral, it's going to be resisted, and you'll take those hits pretty well. Yeah. I will have to double check those calcs at some point because I'm pretty sure it might not actually be 70, but it should be somewhere around there. The special bulk isn't calced to anything specific. It's just the remaining points put in there. Yeah. Second fake out user for the team. Terra goes to Incin running Citrus Berry. The whole point of this is to be a good pivot and a good damage increaser. Yeah. That's about all it really does. It's just good support. Really, really good support. Using Incin, I've maximized my opportunity to live a Miraidon attack with Incin. It's worth noting that all Miraidon attacks have like a, I think it's like a 20-something% chance to pick up that one-hit knockout. So even in situations where Miraidon is present, I can't really guarantee that I'm going to be safe. Once a light screen from Whimsicott is up, that problem is negated pretty thoroughly. I might adjust my my IVs to reflect that. Sorry, my EVs to reflect that. So I won't need as much bulk. But for now, one max special defense will do. I think that's about it. If you've been paying attention, a lot of my Pokemon aren't particularly fast. I don't think I have any Pokemon above 160 speed. Yeah, I don't. We are very middle of the road. Against teams that lack Tailwind, we can beat them by going Tailwind. Like we can be balanced pretty easily by using the appropriate speed control, is probably the right way of saying that. Like, a balanced Calyrex Shadow Rider team can pretty easily be stopped using Farigiraf and Miraidon to go into Trick Room and to start ripping through Pokemon. Iron Hands plays really well into that strategy as well. Super bulky, can take Axle Barrages decently. It's not as especially defensive as I'd like, but it's about all I can afford whilst getting the damage that I want. What else? Against slower teams, I would generally be inclined to use Tailwind. Like Tarabago's balance gets beaten by Tailwind pretty easily. That's one place that I really like. What else? Yeah. Obviously, slower teams, you don't need particular speed control, which is where I can lean into Farigiraf as a good Trick Room denier and as a strong Trick Room attacker. Now, it is worth noting that the Farigiraf isn't min speed, so in those situations, it is worth noting that Trick Room's never amazing for me, though it is generally good. Same's generally true of Iron Hands. It is min speed, so it can threaten Calyrex pretty good. Yeah, I think that's about it. To summarize the general game plans, against teams that are faster than me, Trick Room. Against balanced teams that are faster than me, Tailwind. Against balanced teams that are my speed, full offense. Against hard Trick Room, we use Farigiraf as denial and then full offense. I think that's about it. Obviously, slower balance that's slower than me, full offense. So, yeah. There's reasonable speed control, or at least expectations for speed, in every game. And it's weird that I just described all that so easily, but I can't seem to ever execute that as easy as it sounds. So, let's see if we can make something happen. So a situation like this would be an amazing time to employ the value of Trick Room. What I can do is I can lead Farigiraf Miraidon and put tons of offensive pressure down. That makes Iron Hands a really great pivot. And because they're reliant on Zacian as their main form of damage, I'm going to rely on Incin as a good counter to Zacian, which really has been picking up. I don't like that. At my current speed, I can't guarantee the outspeed onto Landorus, so I'm going to switch. And I'm just going to go straight for Trick Room. Well, actually no, I'll Terastallize Fairy, Draco Meteor at the Landorus slot in Trick Room. The thought is, there. They don't get their sub for free. Oh, they can taunt me though. That's unfortunate. Okay, we are going to pivot now. Do we want to pivot? So I go to Iron Hands. Iron Hands is going to be an easier pivot in. And I can get rid of my item by Hyper Voicing just to make myself slightly safer. Sludge Bomb, that's fine. That is good chip. I didn't realize that was going to be so solid. I can now just fake out Hyper Voice again and guarantee Landorus catches a body. That's really good. Good chip onto Freegraph there. It's probably Zacian hitting the field. That does a lot more damage into Zacian than I thought it would. I don't have Terra available, so I am pretty concerned about taking an attack from Zacian at +1. What I can do to mitigate that is just to swap in and Intimidate while I protect. And then next turn I can just... Again, I can fake out Chien-Pao and... Or I can at least threaten fake out and move on from there. I can also just swap straight back to Iron Hands and take advantage of the situation. Sword Stance, unfortunate. Sacred Sword wouldn't pick up the KO. I'm going to fake out Zacian and Trick Room. I'm going to call no Sucker Punch, and I'm also going to call no Throat Chop. If they're clicking Sacred Sword as their best choice, then I feel somewhat confident in my play. That's fine. Boom, Trick Room. Finally. I'm going to knock off Chien-Pao Hyper Voice and just keep chipping their team down. My knockoff will go... It'll go somewhere in the order. They just threw away a bunch of Zacian's health, didn't they? Player off does take me out, but that is very acceptable. Since Miraidon can now hit the field for free, they are now out of options. As I can just double and guarantee really strong damage the whole way through. It's very possible that Electabuzz is slower, and it's not out of the question for Electabuzz to be slower either. For Zacian to be slower either. Though it'd be ridiculous if that was the case. And that's a good start. I didn't know that would happen. You can now see my ranking when I scroll all the way to the bottom. We're at 1156. Let's hope that we can actually climb today. I called it Hybrid Miraidon. That's the team name, just because it sits right in the middle of Sanity and Insanity. My Miraidon is slow, and you can rely on it to soak up hits. I really want Whimsicott here, but something worth noting is that Urshifu is actually kind of crazy here, since Fake Out's not amazing against their team, and I kind of have full intention of going into Trick Room. I'm going to pivot to Iron Hands to take the hit better, and Trick Room probably. I could also just Terrastalize Volt Switch on the Miraidon slot while I Trick Room, just to potentially catch damage. If I had Dazzling Gleams there, I would have been so happy. Decent chip. Yeah, pretty decent chip. Iron Hands is going to hit the field. My Fake Out becomes completely more valuable, as I can now Close Combat Hyper Voice for pretty reasonably... Well, they can't Fake Out, actually. I'm going to CC Psychic into Iron Hands, since that's guaranteed to be doing good damage into whatever. into all targets. Drain Punch, good chip. I'm not sure if that's enough to survive. It is. Then Moonblast, good damage. I think I'm just going to Wild Charge into Whimsicott, start chipping that down while I Hyper Voice. That was crazy damage, what the heck? No, they called me. Well, I mean, that's not some crazy call, I guess. Actually, is that a bad thing for me? Since my offense in Trick Room should be able to beat them pretty consistently. I can Dazzling Gleam, Surging Strikes into Urshifu. That should be a safe play since... Yep. 3. Miraidon should move next if I'm... Yeah, perfect. 1 turn of Trick Room. There's a very slim chance that Miraidon's faster. Even if it is, that should dispel the end of this game. I'm pretty sure Surging Strikes is a safer play. Yeah. Nice. Sweet. And this is kind of how I thought the team would feel when I was testing it a little bit before I started the recording, but it felt terrible when I was testing it before, but now I feel like an absolute god using this team. Using Trick Room as a sneaky little catch for faster teams is so much fun. Also, that was the world champion team. It didn't even occur to me that was a variant of that team. Which is actually worth noting that my team uses 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the Pokemon on Luca's team are also on my team. And the team actually plays relatively similarly. I would consider changing Whimsicott out to Light Clay Grimmsnarl though, since I don't click Tailwind super often. Though it is definitely valuable. So I don't know if I want to get rid of it that quickly. Situation like this, my team is probably slower. Well, where it matters, I am slower. Where it matters, I'm slower, so I want to focus on not allowing Trick Room to go up. And giving myself a good chance to do good damage. In which case, Miraidon Instant as a lead is really strong. Since I can use a Helping Hand Volt Switch to absolutely obliterate something on their side of the field. Or Helping Hand Dragon Meteor or something like that. And just put tons of pressure down with Fake Out. Now, I do really need pivots for this one. Well, hum hum hum. Hum diddy dee hum diddy do. I'm not quite sure what I want to do. If I lead Insane Urshifu, I should be in a good position no matter what, because I can keep my terrain safe. Since there's a good chance they lead terrain. They did not lead terrain. They did not lead terrain. OMG. OMGGG. OMGGG. I'm going to Parting Shot Chi-Yu Detect. As I call the potential Protect play. I mean, if I'm being real, they're clicking Gravity since this is a Gravity team. I don't think Sableye even gets Trick Room. If it does, it's unfortunate, but it's fine. That's good for me. Oh, Sableye gets Fake Out. How great's that? I don't have, I've made a pretty fatal mistake in my planning, since I have no way of dealing with Prankster. I will Terra Dazzling Gleam Aqua Jet into Flutter Mane to guarantee that no matter what, I'm picking up really great damage into both. -1 Flutter Mane Moonblast into the Terra and Miraidon should be fine. Groudon's taking the hit, that's perfectly good with me. Skill Swap. Unseen Fist is fine, since I'm faster than both of them. if they want to use physical damage to deal with... Well, it doesn't matter what you do. The Groudon's not faster. That is the most important part. Groudon is not faster here. Which means Fake Out into Chi is a really safe play. Fake Out into Groudon's also pretty good, since Groudon is one of their big damage dealers. But it's at -1. Flinch, beautiful, that should lock the game up. Like, I don't see how they come back from that. Boom! They don't come back from that. Again, this team felt a bit awkward before, but right now it's feeling really strong now that I'm on video. We're only 20 minutes in and it's like 4 battles or something. A few of them at least. I think we make a reasonable push. We only need 3 points to get to 1200. I think if we can hit the 1200 mark, then... If we can hit the 1200 mark, then that'd be great. Their team relies a lot on priority, doesn't it? Well, they want to go slow, and I'm generally speaking going to be faster than their team. There are some things that I'm not going to outspeed, but that's fine. Their biggest damage dealers are special attackers and ghost type attackers. Like they do have physical attackers in King Gambit, but I wouldn't worry about that 9 times out of 10. Since I should be able to lead pretty much anything and guarantee positive interaction with that. I could lead Whimsicott Urshifu, which allows for general defensive plays. I'll bring Iron Hands Miraidon on the back. I'm going to Moonblast, Iron Hands, and Detect. Fake Out, perfect. Reflect, that's fine. What do I want to do now? If I take care of their Iron Hands, doesn't this game get a lot easier? Well, I don't know if it actually gets easier. I mean, the sooner I get rid of Grimmsnarl, the sooner I get rid of Grimmsnarl, the... No, Iron Hands is actually more threatening, isn't it? I'll start chipping Grimmsnarl down, but I'm not going to Terastallize to get the damage. Oh, and E.I.D.I.L's not going to have a good day. Wowee. It actually kind of had a good day. Spirit Break into Urshifu would be unfortunate, but it's fine. That's a low attack Grimmsnarl. That is very low attack Grimmsnarl. I want to specifically get rid of that in E.I.D.I.L. Bingo, bye-bye. Chip it down even further. Spirit Break takes the KO, but that is not good for them. My Iron Hands will hit the field. They should just bring Lunala onto the field, since that's pretty reasonable for them. Yep, Lunala hits the field. We can Light Screen, Terra Bug, Drain Punch into Grimmsnarl. Pretty decent play here. I eat those. Bye-bye Grimmsnarl. I'm quickly dealing with their team, which feels good. We are going to Moonblast Wild Charge Lunala here. Ah, stinky. Ah, stinky. Good chip though. I'm going to increase my speed and guarantee another Wild Charge to chip Lunala down further. I assumed I was going to be faster there, if I'm being honest. I was very much expecting it. Well, I've got Tailwind and a good chance to do big damage. I think it has to be Dazzling Gleam. It doesn't pick up KOs though. Moongeist, how much damage? 37. How much does that Dazzling Gleam do? Iron Hands, 42. The game's over, but I didn't even get the KO that I wanted. Oh. How close am I? I could feasibly make the 20-something points I'll need to get max out nothing. To get to 1200, but you know, there's always a chance that things go awry. Do I have a way around follow me shenanigizing? The answer would be no, I don't. What I could do is I could lead Freegraph Urshi, which should allow me to put threat onto any Trick Room setter situations. I could end up setting Trick Room for them if I try to deny them too aggressively. But I could also use that as an opportunity to set up on them. And with these two, I'm actually guaranteed a pretty good chance. Actually, you know, I like that. I really like that. I'll bring Iron Hands and Miraidon in the back as good defensive. Cool, their booster gets used. How do I want to approach this? Their Spirit Break comes through. It's going to do a lot of damage. So I can Hyper Voice Surging Strikes into Valiant. That should be fine. Hypnosis isn't fabulous, but I can take care of Valiant, which I absolutely need to. Since that is the thing that's going to lose me games 9 times out of 10. Okay. Ogerpon hits the field. There's no point trying to set up. I'm probably better off just hitting Protect and see if I can get the Wake Up. I'm going to go for Ogerpon as well. Nice, I do get the Wake Up. That's good. Hornleash goes first. Unfortunate, I didn't think about that. Okay, so what I can do is, since I'm in such a nice position, I can Psychic into the Ogerpon, Terra Fairy, Dazzling Gleam. Pretty safe play. It's unaffected by the Ogerpon play. Cool, I catch most of their health in one hit. And that switches them out. Interesting. They haven't terrestrialized yet, which is where I get a bit spooked. Hyper Voice Dazzling Gleam is generally safe play. What's my pivoting? Oh yeah, Iron Hand's fine. That is fine. That's really good chip onto Cali. Holy. They didn't set up, so I'm in a great position. Protect. CC into Calyrex. Protect again, unfortunate. Psychic into the Cornerstone. Close combat into Calyrex. Takes a KO. They move next, and that's just too much. Unfortunate. That didn't even pick up the KO? That should be a pretty bulky Calyrex then. Unfortunate. I think I'll play one more, see if I can at least recover some momentum. Let's do this. We'll do one final sprint. If I win, we keep playing. If I lose, we stop. Boys, the video's ending here. Reality is this is a great matchup for Tailwind, for Trick Room. I can just lead Miraidon for Rig really safely. I can pop Instant as a good pivot to deal with the Kirim. I'm in good position. And I can put Iron Hands in the back. It's very possible that Whimsicott has like Misty Terrain or something, but that shouldn't impact the game in any particular way. I'm going to start chipping them as I Trick Room. Good chip on them. Oh, that was fabulous chip right there. Cool. I feel like that might actually just be game. Since I'm just going to keep getting stronger and stronger, and they're going to have very little way to skirt back into the game. 3 turns of Trick Room and no way to break through my offense. They can't follow me. Big deal. My attacks do really good damage. They are slower than 157. Big deal. Ivy Cudgel picks up the KO. Also big deal. But that still shouldn't be enough to lose me the game. Cork Drive gives me a boost. They do get reduced attack on both. What I can do here is I can fake out Kirim and Wild Charge into Ogerpon. Dangerous play. I still don't get too much out of that. Like it's not too bad for me, sorry. Is what I meant to say. I'll Parting Shot Kirim while I Wild Charge Ogerpon. They missed this double. That's good. Boom. That is game. I think they'd struggle to win, but it's still not. No, it's impossible. Never mind. I'm spitting poo-poo out of my face hole. I guess we're doing one more. At least one more. Hopefully. Hopefully it's one of those situations where it just keeps working really well. Ugh. Oh, I played this team in a tournament and I struggled against it. Not with this team, but just in general. So I need to deny them Trick Room, and I need to break that Porygon quickly. Well, one way I can do that is I can lead Instant with Farig. I want Iron Hands in the back with Miraidon. The moment Amoonguss becomes a problem, I'm going to bring Miraidon onto the field. That shuts down their Spore plays. Good leads for me. We're going to knock off Porygon, Terra Fairy, Hyper Voice. I want to focus on Chip and not getting obliterated by the by the Instant. Try Attack. I definitely feel comfortable with that play now. I'm going to Parting Shot into Porygon and Hyper Voice and just keep them down. Use Fake Out as a great deterrent to Trick Room, since I won't be able to take advantage of it. No matter how they do this, they're in a really tough position. But I need to make it count. There's a real chance that they don't have Protect. Okay, so we swap. I'll swap Instant in and Protect. It'll be hopefully Protect on Porygon. No, okay. Oh, that's fine for me. That is completely okay. Well, that's not completely okay because Ursaluna comes onto the field. I'm out of position now. Fake Out Luna. Trick Room just as a chance. You know, it's a chance time play. didn't work out. I could have faked. What? It wasn't like I had a fabulous play no matter how I did it. Is it just going to come down to hitting a... I think it is just going to come down to hitting the close combat first. Of course, if I do that, I'm in immeasurably great position. If I miss the speed time, I don't think the speed time mattered. If I'm being honest, I don't think it made a difference. One turn left. I just don't have any way to win now. Since I can't beat them. I can fake out there. Oh, wait, what? They just gave me an option. They just gave me an option. They just made it possible to win. Why would they do that? It is now possible for me to win. We double into the cal... Oh, far out. How much does this do to Ursaluna? Not enough. It depends who that... Nah, it's over. If they went for the instant, I might have had a chance, but even then... Worth the push. That does certainly get me a lot closer to knowing what I want to do for my team. Just to wrap it out, we're going to make a hybrid variant for the hybrid team. I'm just going to rely on... I'm going to take a chance on Grimmsnarl for a bit. Grimmsnarl, we'll run Lightclay for now. Just good screen prankster setter. For now, I'll run Protect, full support set. Though I completely acknowledge in saying that this comes with some pretty severe risks. Especially defensive, I'm fine with that. Just because I'm made a quick change, I want to try one last thing. Adding Taunt to the team just increases my ability to... That's a Ven. That's a Venonat. Oh god. Oh god. I see silly Pokemon like Venonat and I'm like, how am I going to lose? How am I going to lose? Oh god, oh god, oh god. I can't help but freak out. More than a little bit. Okay, so I'll leave Miraidon for Rig. Because in general, this matchup favors me if I'm... I can go for Rig Grimmsnarl to beat Terrain with Urshifu with Miraidon Iron Hands in the back. Okay. Trick Room Light Screen is my play. I could run Fake Out instead of Protect. That'd probably be more valuable. Since this is like a third Fake Out user isn't super necessary, but oh wow. Snarl did a lot more damage than I would have liked. What I can do now is I can bring Miraidon in. And no matter how they approach this, I'm gonna be in good position. Come the end of this turn. Do I care about... Well, if I'm terrestrializing, it's fine. To not. Yup. They did call me with a pretty safe play. Also, that means they are unfathomably slow there. What I can do is I can just Drain Punch into that slot and move Friggraff back onto the field. Good, I got me a Zamazenta for breakfast. They did call that and go for Snarl, which is annoying, but I can work with it since I have close combat. I think a double into Boulder will take a KO. A single into Boulder will take the KO. Chip it down. I'm going to close combat into Raging Bolt, pivot back to Miraidon. The idea of them clicking anything but Snarl there is pretty ridiculous. I mean, they can click close combat, Draco Meteor, but if they do that, they're going to be in a terrible position. I'm really liking close combat. Is there a plan just to stall? Well, it might be a good plan because they are in stalling position. Electro Drift into Venonat just to mess with them. I mean, they're going first, so it doesn't really matter what they click. But I do need to get yeah, that's fine actually. Now that I have my defenses back, I haven't seen Protect on Raging Bolt yet, so I'll just go for the Raging Bolt. They probably both have to Protect, it doesn't matter. Raging Bolt's more threatening, so I'll go for that. Good. Acid Sprays for the special defense drop, yep. When it's all said and done, I should be able to win now. They would need an astronomical amount of Protects to make this work. I don't see why I get freaked out by by Venonats and other weird Pokemon like that, because I always beat them. I always do. But I see that and I freak out for a second, and it's completely not justified because I stomped them. I think there's a difference between creativity and insanity. Creativity is hybrid Miraidon. It is your Chi-Yus with an Iron Ball, which I'll revisit that eventually. I'm not going to be done with my favorite Iron Ball Chi-Yu forever. I would legitimately consider it for this team. Just for the fun of it, I will make a variant of that. I don't have the proper name. To set up here, Grim, exit, copy, bang. I'll put the whole thing in. IB Chi. That is not a H, dear Lord. IB Chi. If I was going to drop something, I'd be dropping the Grimmsnarl for that. I don't know if that's a entirely intelligent plan, but it's something. Returning to this, we're just going to take the nasty plot set from my previous teams up here and just slap it on the end. This is absolutely a version of the team that I'd be very happy to try out. Just because it does rely a little bit on Trick Room to catch plays off guard. Bulk and Trick Room tend to go together like porridge and milk. So there's that analogy for the day. To be honest, I probably won't use the Chi-Yu variant for the Grand Challenge. That's going to take way too long to prep, but it could be a good variant of the team that's worth developing in the future. We'll see how that goes. Right now, we're looking at one of these two teams. I'm generally leaning more towards the actual hybrid version of the team, since this is more leaning towards Trick Room Miraidon with good support, as opposed to a Miraidon team that can go slow and fast, which this team aims to do. So for the Grand Challenge, I'll probably use this team, the original, unless I come up with some great innovation to it, which I might. Let's take a moment to think about Tailwind. Tailwind and Prankster. Those are the options. There are certainly benefits to using Tornadus in a format with so much power. I wouldn't stray to use Volbeat or Illumise, but they could be serviceable to be nice. They're technically nearing Tornadus' bulk, so There's that. Bit of fun. That's about it for me though. Did some battles. Did some winning in there. We started like about 1100 on the ladder. Like we were doing pretty bad. And right now we're sitting 1163, so it was a net positive. I'm going to reset that so I can track my win-loss better. Yeah, it was a net positive, so yeah, that's actually all I have to say. A wise man once said, even in defeat I lose. He's pretty wise. Yeah, that's about it. That's it.